Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to the MECA KSA Toastmasters Club. I am Mudassir Farooq, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we begin, let me read out the mission statement of our Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. For better listening, better thinking, and better speaking, we learn by doing. Thank you. I request all of you to silence your mobile phones since we are in an online meeting. Members other than the role players, meeting leaders, and speakers are advised to mute their microphones during the meeting. You are, you are all urged to applaud using emojis during the speeches through the videos. As a general rule, Toastmaster encourages all speakers and role players to speak on any topic except politics, religion, and sex. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting as I would. Let me now hand over the control of the meeting to the presiding officer, a great Toastmaster, confident speaker, and an exemplary leader, our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Sergeant Mudassar Farooq, the Sergeant at Arms for today, for a generous introduction and a superb opening of the meeting today. It was really today's theme is uncomfortable zone. We all know that any breakthrough which happens, it's always when we are uncomfortable. A person who reaches the Mount Everest, he's uncomfortable. A person who achieves anything, a person, our finance professional passing a chartered accountant exam or certified public exam or ACCA exams, it's not so easy. It's on an uncomfortable zone. We really, to do the midnight oil, we toil through the night. So uncomfortable zones is where we, our professionals, make a breakthrough. It's not so easy. Only when we are willing to go through any uncomfortable zone that we succeed in life. So today's word master is our VP Education, Nafis Ahmed. Nafis Ahmed, could you please tell this of the day, word of the day, and explain its role?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are audible and visible.
Right. The word of the day is paradox. It's kind of a noun form. I will read this dictionary-based explanation for the word paradox. A statement or situation that may be true, but it seems impossible or difficult to understand because it contains two opposite facts or characteristics. So this is the one dictionary-based explanation given for the word of paradox, and we have been using this in our life and corporate environment as well. We have chosen this word. You can relate this to the theme of the day. The theme of the day is being uncomfortable zone. So when we are in uncomfortable zone, because we don't want to come out of the comfort zone, because we think sometimes things are impossible, difficult to understand. So the adjective form of this is that paradoxical, and the similar words are ambiguity, inconsistency. We can understand the word ambiguity and inconsistency, then you can first understand the word paradox very well. The opposite antonyms are normality and regularity. So if things are going normal and regular, we can understand that word very clearly. When things are normal and regular, we are always in the comfort zone. So we don't want to come out of the comfort zone because we see ambiguity or consistency, not sure situation, what's going out there. I will put two sentences for everybody to understand this. One sentence is, my mother taught me that the enemy of enemy is my friend. And this paradox has been useful while dealing with both high school and workplace politics. So the word here, the way that sentence is constructed, my mother taught me the enemy of enemy is my friend. And this is something like that people cannot understand sometimes. Enemy of enemy is my friend. It's difficult to understand. It can be, it is impossible also. It's a clear, it is not a clear area. So I would like to recommend and request the speakers to use the word paradox, and you can relate this to the theme of the day. Thank you. Over to the presiding officer.
Thank you, word master of the day. Hello. Yeah. So we shall use this word as often in our speeches. Okay. Now, have a meeting like yeah. Hello. Yeah. Thank you, word master of the day, and for this word. Kindly use this word quite often in your speeches. So now today's meeting, any Toastmasters meeting is always successful because we have a lot of meeting leaders who will really own the team, own the meeting. Because of the meeting leaders, our meeting can be held successfully. So let me call upon the meeting leader now to explain their roles. The meeting leader for today is uh, the grammarian. Is Mr. Anand Pillai there? Not there. Can anyone take the role of the grammarian, please? Dr. Sundar, can you take the role of the grammarian? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'll do it. Give me a moment, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. As your grammarian today, it will be my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. I'll give the grammarian's report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. The grammarian's role is very important as we are here to speak. So he will keep close, as he's told that we need to really fine tune our grammar while speaking. So the next role is a very important role, which is the our counters role. Mr. Mudassir Farooq, can you please explain your role, please? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster. I did not get the script. Nafis did. Just a minute.
Yes, 1 second. Okay, I'll just ask somebody else to do that role, please. Sunny, can you do that role, please? Our counters role.
Can I share the script to Mr. Mudassir?
Share the script to Mudassir, yeah.
Yeah, just I'll share it in the chat box. Yeah, the script has been shared on the chat box. And Toastmaster Anand Pillai is also here. I believe it will be better if he can take up the grammarian's role. It would be a good learning experience for him.
Okay, we'll see that. And share.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. I'm sorry for being late. In fact, I see that that I actually thought that the meeting was shifted to 11:30, but then later I realized that it is 9:30, shifted to 9:30. Sorry for being late. So I take up the charge as a grammarian. My role would be to listen to the speeches of Toastmasters and see the good uses of words and any grammar mistakes and errors and good words, good phrases. And as part of my evaluation, I will be giving a report on this matter.
Thank you. Now the R counter, please. The R counter, Mohammed, R counter, Mudassir Farooq, can you tell the role of the R counter?
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning again to Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that were used as crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mudassir. Now, the main role, important role, is the role of a timer. The timer's role will be explained by our new member, Mr. Mohammed Nauman. Mohammed Nauman, could you please explain your role?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow members and guests. I'm really grateful to our president and mentor for the MECA KSA Toastmaster Club, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, our VP Education, Mr. Nafis Ahmed, for encouraging me and allow me this role to perform. I'm also thankful to CA Sunny Corvilla and Toastmaster Hassan Hussain for their mentoring. My role as a timer is to keep time for all the prepared speeches, table talk speeches, and evaluation speeches. For this purpose, a timer will show in the screen to indicate the speakers how much time is remaining in their speech. I will use the different colors for this purpose. One is green, yellow, and red. The green color will indicate that the speaker hit the qualifying time. The yellow color means the speaker hit the target time. It's between midway between the maximum time and the minimum time. And the red color indicate that the speaker have finished the allotted time. After the red color appears on the screen, the speaker have 30 seconds to wrap up his speech. For prepared speeches, like we have one icebreaker from our fellow Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, the ideal length is 4 to 6 minutes, where the green will appear at 4, yellow at 5, and red at the 6 minute. For table topic, the screen will go green at 1, yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at the 2 minutes. For evaluation speeches, the green will appear after the 2 minutes, yellow after 2.5 minutes, and red at the 3 minutes. I will present my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Now, over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Timer, for your wonderful explanation. Now, first we'll start off the meetings. For guests, the guests and new members, Toastmasters, we have 3 segments in a meeting. The first segment is the prepared speeches, and it can also include some educational session, like for our new members, what are the role players, what are the Toastmasters, so many things we'll have. But today we'll start with prepared speeches, and then there'll be an educational session for some time regarding relating to Toastmasters. Later on in the education session, then we'll have the table topic session. What is the table topic session? It is we are uh, it is about the impromptu speaking. Speaking with the topics will be chosen relating to the theme of the day. And the last section will be the general evaluation, where the speakers will be evaluated, and not only will be evaluated, and then which will be headed by a general evaluator. So overall, this is of the meeting. So now, what we do before we start, let me call upon our evaluator of the day, Dr. Sundar, to evaluate the icebreaker of Zahid Hussain. Dr. Sundar, can you evaluate? Can you give the criteria of the speech, please?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. My speaker, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, is going to deliver his first speech in level 1, which we call the icebreaker speech. And the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note, the time for this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Green at 4 minutes, yellow at 5 minutes, red at 6 minutes, and 6 minutes and 30 seconds for disqualification. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, evaluator, Dr. Sundar. Now, I would be calling the speaker who has been bold to introduce himself is Toastmaster Zahid Hussain. Please give a rousing welcome to Zahid Hussain to present his icebreaker speech.
Hi, everyone. Just to check, I'm audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Point of order. I see that the timer has already started his timing.
No, the timer, you should start the timing only after he starts speaking. Okay, the moment he starts speaking or make anything which he has to speak, the first move, then only you should start the time.
As a general rule, like here and after, because this is a virtual platform, it is better for all speakers to check everything. It's fine. And when they are ready to start, they can say ready, and ready, then they can proceed.
Okay.
Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, is that clear?
Yes, it's clear to me. And I'm ready to proceed, actually.
Okay, now you can start the timing.
In this universe, we are born with endless possibilities. But sometimes we face certain unexpected situations, the situations which are so difficult to handle that put us in extreme uncomfortable zones, the situations which are seemingly very, very difficult to handle, that sometimes we feel we are stuck into it. The life seems to be crippling around. We do not find a way out. But even in those circumstances, in those dark times, if we show patience, we sit back and act diligently, there will always be a way to go out. There will always be a possibility to restart and build a new world. There is always a chance to move on. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and Mr. President, good morning. In today's icebreaker, I'm going to share with you a segment of my life which has changed my entire perspective about the life. At the moment, I work as a director of finance for a company called Ecopower. We are into a business of water and power production, basically. I'm the member of 3 prestigious financial institutions, the CPA Australia, CIMA UK, and ICMA Pakistan. I have been in Saudi Arabia since almost 6 years and into the Gulf around 12 years. But before joining Saudi Arabia, I used to work in Pakistan. But this is the life which I'm living now. This is the life which I never dreamed up to first 20 years of my life. So let me take you back into the history. I was living in a small village in a place called Kashmir. You might have heard is a disputed famous territory between India and Pakistan. A small territory where always you will hear the news of fighting and all that stuff going on. Anyway, we had a beautiful landscape. We were enjoying our life. Life was normal. In those lands, which are far from the cities, the life is generally very simple. The rule is you have some basic necessities and you don't dream too much. That was my life too. But then suddenly in 1999, a war erupted between India and Pakistan, a small scale war, but the people who are living right on the line of control, there is no small scale. For us, it's always a life and death situations. So this is what happens with me too, and with my family too. We had 2 choices. Number 1, stay there, face the risk of losing our life. Number 2, move on and find a new possibilities for us. So what me and my family decided that we will move on, but that also means we are leaving everything behind. Our comfort zones are left behind. Now we are moving to find a new possibilities, a new challenge, a new difficulties. And the same thing happens with me and with my family too. We moved to a new city. The livestock, etc., whatever was helping us to live in that small village, we left behind or we sold it. Whatever money we got, that let us live for a few months and then we are empty-handed. We were faced with a new reality, a new situation where we have to fight and struggle to restart our lives again. Our whole family was stuck into situations that we need to restart again. That was the time when I restarted my studies to, I started graduation, I joined the BCom, finished my BCom, and that's how I came into this profession. Fellow Toastmasters, it was a struggle of 3 to 4 years, a constant struggle for me and for my family, but eventually we overcome that difficult times. At the outset, the things were so difficult that at one point in time, we lost our hope. We thought we should go back to our village and live the life which we used to live. But we all remain committed to our cause. We said, okay, we have left everything behind. We have moved on. No, we do not have a way to go back. In these difficult situations, in uncomfortable zones, our only way to go out is if we are consistent, we are striving for best. So that's how I came into this profession. My fellow Toastmasters, Albert Einstein once said that if you keep your focus and you learn to move on, that's the only way that life lets you move on. And with this, I will finish here. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Zahid Hussain, for your icebreaker. So now, since we have no other speaker today, we will not go for voting. Now, I will take a few minutes of your time to introduce an historical background about Toastmasters and the roles we are playing. So this Toastmasters, as you know, it originally started by Dr. Ralph Rees Medley, US. He found out that we people cannot, although we are intelligent, we are smart, but we lack in communicating. in skills. He noted, so now he, being a member of YMCA, thought of an idea to give some trainings to people so that we can be a good public speaker, communicator, and also a leader, which he noted that there are people who can speak well, but in leadership, there are some lacuna. In first club, it was the first informal meeting he started in Bloomington, Illinois in 1905. He started the Toastmasters, something like a Toastmasters meeting. And later on, things went off and then it discontinued. Then you, as a YMCA member in California, Santa Ana, Santa Margarita, he formed another club again, and it was formally launched in October 22nd, 1924, at Toastmasters Club. He formed this is called the club number 1 in the world. By 1930, there were almost 28 to 30 clubs were there around the world. In 1928, he registered the trademark of Toastmasters in the US as a non-profit organization. In 1930, British Columbia, another club was formed. So then he renamed it as Toastmasters International. So Toastmasters is all about leading, speaking. So the vision of Toastmasters became so great that it went all over the world later on. Now we have clubs in almost 143 countries, and it is growing still. Ralph Smedley wrote the first manual of all the rules of Toastmasters, which became very popular. You may know, paradoxically, when Toastmasters started, for many years, it was only for men. In 1972, the first time, 73, the first time women were admitted. And women were admitted as in the 1972 convention, international convention, they admitted women also. And the first woman to join the Toastmasters was Helen Blanchard from San Diego, California. She became the international president in 1985. And afterward, there are almost 6 world champions, 5 world champions, women world champions. So Ralph Smedley passed away in 1965. And the first CEO of our Toastmaster International was Terry McCann, who was an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. And by the way, my CTF, the first CC project, was signed by Terry McCann. And later on, we have currently the CEO is Daniel Rex. So let me talk about why Toastmasters. What are the Toastmasters advantages and roles? See, it has become so prevalent that it has touched the lives of millions of people, where people became a great communicator, a great leader, and it is still growing. Our need of the hour is that we may be intelligent, we may be smart, we know many things, unless we put our views across in a very professional manner, in a right, effective manner, it does not reach the audience. People may not know anything about you. So hence, these Toastmasters manuals are designed so that you become an effective communicator. The old syllabus had a lot of different manuals, the original manual, then we had advanced manuals. So we need to go through each manual to become more proficient in speaking in various aspects. In last year, the manuals changed. We have changed to address the specific needs of the Toastmasters. So we have 11 parts, which will where we can grow as a speaker, and which will address each part, like what are all the requirements for becoming a great speaker. So let me first come into let's tell you about the roles we play. The Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is like the master of ceremonies. So why this role helps us, help any person to organize the meeting, it increase your leadership skills, then introduce the speakers. In any, you must have seen any great events like the award functions, the major events. So the master of ceremonies introduce the speakers and then makes the audience attraction very much. So hence, the role of the Toastmasters helps the people, helps the audience, helps the person to introduce well, to run the meeting well. So it has both leadership, he both owns his leadership and communication skills. Moreover, what Ralph Wedley envisioned was the Toastmaster of the day should be an effective enroller. See, the role of the Toastmaster is to call or to organize the meeting with the vice president of education. So when we do that, so we are calling the person, we are calling the Toastmaster take the role, we are organizing the meeting. So it helps the person to become an effective leader. He becomes a good enroller. For example, if you can enroll anybody to do something, it helps you effectively communicate. And this is what is very important when we are working in offices. We have to enroll your assistants, enroll your bosses to do some roles, to express. So automatically, when you start calling people, start communicating with people to take some roles, to this helps him to be more effective. It enrolls you, make effective speaker and an enroller. The second point is that the role of a table topics master. The table topics master is very important. As in any environment, whether it's home, professional, we need to have the ability to speak on any topic or anything at the spur of the moment. We don't have to be prepared. So normally we are always tongue tied when any question is asked. We are tongue tied, and then we think about it. So what in an office environment, a boss calls you suddenly and asks you a few questions. You need to be prepared. Even in home, your wife might ask you, your mom might ask you something. We need to be prepared to speak. So now not only you prepare to answer, but you prepare to answer effectively by catching the audience attention and giving an effective message also. So this helps you to involve yourself in good speaking, and any moment you're not tongue tied. So the more you practice uh, impromptu speaking, the more you become efficient in speaking skills. The third is that the general evaluation. The evaluation. This is the bedrock of the Toastmasters meeting. The role of the general evaluator is to call upon the evaluators. Our evaluation is very, very important. As you say, in Toastmastering, evaluation, how do we evaluate? Charles Pedley said that anyone, if his morale is down, he cannot be effective. So we cannot, but when paradoxically, if we have to give corrections, but how do we do corrections? If you correct, the morale may go down. But now he envisioned that whenever we evaluate, that the morale of the speaker should not go down. So what we do, we have the half full glass methodology. That is, we tell what the speakers done a lot of, how did he do well, and which areas he need to work upon. But very important, the evaluator should say in such a manner that the speaker comes back and motivates to come back to speak again. So this is an evaluation which is very, very important in the Toastmasters meeting. So this differentiates the Toastmaster into the evaluator into this program, differentiates from other programs. Finally, how do we groom us? How do we become an expert in all these things? So there are competitions, contests. When we contest, we practice our speeches. So every year we have contests in 4 categories. One is the table topics, table topics contest, impromptu speaking, a topic will be given and the people will, the same topic will be given to different people and the same, how he answers the questions. So that we hone our speaking skills. There's an international speech contest. International speech is contest in speaking to inspire, give a message. This contest goes to till the world championships, from the area, division, club contest, area, division, and district, and finally the world championships. Then humorously speaking, see, without humor, things get bored. So how do we speak humorously? That's a humorous contest is there. And there's also one path, humorously speaking, which is dedicated to hone our humorous, to uncover, how do we uncover our humor? And the last is evaluation contest. How effective are we evaluating the speaker? It is similar to the table topics contest. Like we have the evaluators will evaluate the same speaker and we judge them. And these are all the contests are held. This is how we hone our skills. And finally, now, how do we pick the winner? So there is the judge, how to judge. So there's the judging manual, there's the judging training. There are trained judges who judge the contests. So we have to train we create judges by continuously giving educational session on judging. So people become good judges. So once you become a good judge, you're also a good speaker because you know where you are being judged. So this is all the completely about the Toastmasters program. The more you involve yourself, as Darren LaCroix, the world champion 2001 said, more stage time. The more you come to the stage, the more you become effective. More stage time, he always says. So we have a lot of educational sessions throughout the year, like officers training, the roles of the officers, and all. These are all about the Toastmasters program. But now, how to run the club effectively? It can't be run by one person. So we have a executive committee, which we have mentioned, from president to the sergeant at arms, all. So each person has a role. So the executive committee has each specified role. So these people, they are the fulcrum of running the club effectively. So all the roles are defined. So what happens is that when we become an officer in a club, in an area or a division, we hone our leadership skills. The same thing happens in our work environment. We are holding positions. When we hold holding positions, we need to be more effective. So in short, the Toastmasters program is a laboratory for practicing leadership and communication skills. So if we become effective in all these things, all the areas of leadership and communication, we become more effective outside in life. The purpose of Toastmasters is not to become good in Toastmasters. It is becoming good outside in our life, more effective outside. That is the index of our success. So fellow Toastmasters, this is a brief introduction of the Toastmasters and the program, the roles. If you have any questions, queries, you can call me, message me, I will address it. So let's move ahead with our next segment of our meeting, which is table topic session. One second. So table topic session will be taken by one of our backbone, I would say, a person who's a mover and a shaker in our club. He is an senior finance leader. He's done the executive coaching with MECA CFO Academy. And he hails from Sri Lanka. He's an ACMA. One second. He is an ACMA and one second, I just hold on. He's having 20 years experience in finance in Gulf countries. He's a Toastmaster in Diamond Toastmasters Club, Dawam. He's a SEMA. He's Chartered Institute of Management Accountants and Master of Business Administration from a leading university in Sri Lanka. He did a high performance project in Diamond Toastmasters for launching the magazine. Please help me welcome Nafees Ahmed, who will take the role of Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you, President, for this opportunity. I believe I am audible and visible. All right. All right. Now, President DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar explained to you about what table topics is. So let me read out my official script about that. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, the purpose of table topic is to facilitate table topics, where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce the topic and call one speaker who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. I would encourage you to use the word of the day, and you may relate your theme of the day in your speeches. Before starting, I would like to request the timer to remind the timer once again, because Yoko read the timing before. I would like him to tell about the timing once again. Timer, Mohammed Norman is there?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you like to, would you please remind the audience about the timing for the table topics?
Yeah, for table topics, the screen will be go green after 1 minute, and it will become yellow after 1.5 minutes, and after 2 it will become red, and they have 30 seconds to wrap up their speech. If they exceed that time, they will be disqualified.
Thank you, timer Toastmaster Mohammed Nauman, and I would like to call the first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Sohaib.
Is Mr. Hassan Hussain there? I'm not able to see him yet. Hassan Hussain.
No,
we need the evaluator. Can somebody take the role of evaluator? Toastmaster Sridhar can retain Toastmaster.
Yeah, I'll take the role as an evaluator.
All right. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. Okay, I would like to now call upon Toastmaster Sohaib Ahsan. Can you unmute yourself, Toastmaster Sohaib? Toastmaster Sohaib Ahsan, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Would you like to come on the video? It will be better. Thank you. Right. Let's start the first topic with you. Let me put your questions like this. Leaving out the comfort zone could reach to a better place. I repeat, leaving out of comfort zone could reach to a better place. Can you share your views on this?
Okay.
The podium, the Zoom is with you. The Zoom starts with you.
Can you see me in a straight video or am I inclined? I'm not sure because
you're in the straight video.
I'm in the straight video. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster, good morning. Thank you for giving me the opportunity again. Can you please repeat the topic again? Leaving the comfort zone?
Leaving out of comfort zone could reach to better places.
Yes, sorry, Sakib. Yeah, can you please say ready when you start the speech? So can I start the time at that moment?
Yeah, when you start speaking, your time will start.
Leaving the comfort zone will take us to better places. I think it's a relevant topic for all of us. And it has been talked about a lot in all spheres of life, obviously, when you leave the comfort zone, you will learn what the challenges you come across, and then you try to overcome those challenges. So in that process, you evolve as a thinker, as a strategic, as in terms of strategic management as well, about how to move or how to navigate through the challenges that come across to you. So I mean, my point is that you become creative as well in that process, and you understand an aspect of your own self where you're able to find new ways and move on and take on opportunities. Sorry, I'm just overwhelmed. So the idea is that yes, you take on the challenges and try to overcome them, and you find new ways, and you discover your inner self in a better way, and in that process. And obviously, once you move on, overcome those challenges, you have a sense of feeling which gives you a sense of pride as well as a sense of accomplishment, and also gives you more confidence, and which I had thought and I envisioned that once I overcome the challenge of public speaking, I will be as good as my fellow distinguished and other Toastmasters I've seen performing today. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sohaib Hassan. You took a theme and finally you finished that. Okay, you're going to leave out of your comfort zone and to become a better Toastmaster. Inshallah, you will do that, and best wishes on that. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Omer Shafiq. Toastmaster Omer Shafiq, are you there?
I am here, Toastmaster Nafis.
Yes, welcome. I'll give you the one topic. The journey of 1,000 miles begin within a single step. The journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. Do you agree on this statement? Over to you, Toastmaster Omer Shafiq. The Zoom platform is for you.
Thank you. So the topic is the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. There's a famous saying that necessity is the mother of invention. In order for things to grow, people need to take small, tiny steps to grow, and and that is how the whole society in which we live in works. We see what we desire, we see how we want to go there, and we envisage a plan to accomplish that. This is connected with the theme of the day, that in order to move out, we need to move out of the comfort zone to grow. There's a saying also by a famous author, Ron, that what you did yesterday, it got you here today. What you will do today is going to make you go out in the future. When I look at my professional journey, I decided to pursue CA, and to pursue CA, I had to plan from a very beginning what I need to do. So I put out that plan that, okay, I want to complete my chartered accountancy. I need to accomplish this professional career plan. To achieve this, I needed to do my articleship within this professional firm to ensure that my career path reflects what I want to achieve. And that is how you start planning and putting steps in place to ensure that you reach your desired goal. So with that, I would give back the control to Mr. Nafis.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Omer Shafiq. You took a theme of that, right? You took your CA and CS qualification there. That is maybe the 1,000 mile or 1,000 step you achieved. I believe you have another 10,000 steps to achieve if you take the next best step. Next, I would like to move on. There's one member. The profile I can see is NB Node. Probably he didn't name that person. The name he didn't put his name. NB Node, is he there? Who is that member? Can I know? The profile is shown as NB Node. Hello. The profile is shown as NB Node. Is the member present? Maybe we'll catch him up later. Do we have Toastmaster Abdul Wahid Sheikh? Toastmaster Abdul Wahid Sheikh is around there?
Yes,
Can you come on the video so that we can see yourself and you can be confident?
I cannot come on video right.
All right, no issue. You can be on the speaker, no issue. All right. Toastmaster Abdul Wahid Sheikh. Right. Let me go to the session straight. Comfort zone is one's biggest trap. Comfort zone is one's biggest trap. Please share your thoughts in that. I read again. Comfort zone is one's biggest trap. Please share your thoughts on this. The Zoom platform is yours, Toastmaster Abdul Wahid.
Can I repeat the topic?
Yeah, sure. Comfort zone is one's biggest trap. I read again the statement. Comfort zone is one's biggest trap. Please share your thoughts.
Yeah. Comfort zone is the biggest trap. People love to live in their comfort zone in order to relax, enjoy, and live their life according to their wishes. However, this comfort zone lead them in big troubles in the future. Most of the people keep consuming or passing their time without knowing that this comfort zone will trap them in and will end up their life in big challenges. So they do not move on and take on the challenges and get out of that comfort zone. People, it's a natural human psyche that they do go for comfort zones. They look for avenues where they can feel uh, 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 the beauty of life, or they can have uh, they can enjoy the life living in the comfort zone. But they do not take on the challenges and face the harsh realities of their life. So I believe that people should get out of their comfort zone in order to face the realities of life and uh, and 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 contribute to the society uh, by playing their positive role. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Wahid. And just a point of a note, when we hand over things to the next Toastmaster, normally we say over to you, Toastmaster so-and-so. If he is a distinguished Toastmaster or DTM, we should say over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, like that. This is a point of a learning. Over the time, things will improve. And thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Wahid. And you took, your theme was saying that, okay, people normally put it like the comfort zone, what are the current luxuries they have, and they tend to not to think about coming out of the comfort zone. That itself is a bigger step. Now I would like to next turn to the next one. Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq is available there.
Yes, available.
Right. Let me go to your topic. What is the last time that you wanted to come out of your comfort zone? What is the last time you wanted to come out of your comfort zone in your life?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nafis, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. When was the last time I wanted to come out of my comfort zone? This is one of the paradox things in our life. that we want to grow, we want to succeed, but at the same time, we do not want to take the extra hardships or the extra mile in order to improve ourselves or in order to give a sacrifice of a certain aspect in our life in order to grow. The topic that you have given to me is when was the last time I had come out of my comfort zone. So if I can just say today morning itself, I had slept in the early hours of the day, around 5:15 a.m. And it was very easy for me to just ignore the meeting and go on sleeping. But in order to grow, in order to hone my skills, in order to exceed the things that I want from Toastmasters, I have to sacrifice something. And in this case today, I had to sacrifice my sleep. So yes, I would say that today morning itself, I came out of my comfort zone. I left the comfort of my bed and I'm sitting here trying to improve myself, trying to learn from people around me and trying to achieve what I have set out to achieve in my life. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Nafis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassar, and you very clearly explained the situation of today, your experience, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming out of your comfort zone. Probably you will come out of more comfort zone and you will grow up. Next, I would like to call on the next topic. Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, are you available there?
Yes, Toastmaster. Good evening. Yes, I'm available.
All right. Let me put this question this way. What is something that you have always wanted to try, but have been too afraid? Let me put it again. What is something you always wanted to try, but have been too afraid?
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening. Life, we always face challenges. We always have certain aspirations. We always have certain dreams which we want to achieve, but we always have a fear that we won't be able to reach to that destination. And that was no different for me also. In my life, I have always dreamed to become a teacher, a good teacher. But the circumstances have always put me in a situation where I have never been in a position to start. I had a fear that if I move to that career, perhaps I won't be able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. Perhaps the money-wise, I won't be able to make an earning to maintain my lifestyle. So I believe in my personal scenario, I always had a fear that if I change my career, if I go to my dream career, perhaps I won't be able to maintain what I'm maintaining with my current job, with my current career. So I believe this is one of the fear I always had in my life that always struck me. And I do believe that this is a kind of uncomfortable zone where I am right now, but I'm struggling, I'm trying, but I'm determined at the same time. There is a famous saying, I want to end with that, that you will not achieve what you have not started. You won't be able to get results for a thing which you have not started. So the journey of 1,000 miles must start with a step. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain. It was an inspirational speech, and you shared your alternative career that you wanted to do, which you don't like to do because kind of your comfortness and discomfortness, and you ended up with a good quote. Next, I would have. We have some more time. I think we can proceed a little bit. Two more topics. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar.
Yes, we can have 2 more speeches.
All right. Now let's give the challenge to the. Am I left with any new members? Already I got.
Sanat Agrawal, you can call.
Sanat Agrawal. I would like to call Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal. Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal.
Hi, Toastmaster Nafis. I am there.
All right. Okay. Let me put your heading like this. there is always a chance to move on. There is always a chance to move on. Do you believe in this? Let me repeat. There is always a chance to move on. Do you believe in this? Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal, Zoom platform is for you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nafis Ahmed. Very interesting lines. There is always a chance to move on. There is always a chance to move on. Do you believe in this? The emphatic answer from me is yes, I do believe in it, because you cannot be stuck in the times. If you are stuck in a particular zone or a particular time frame, you cannot grow, right? So if whenever you feel that you are stuck in time or you are stuck in a particular zone, you should rise up to the challenge of becoming comfortable in an uncomfortable zone. This is a paradox, being comfortable in an uncomfortable zone, because this is when you move from a comfortable zone to an uncomfortable zone, you grow as a person, you grow as an individual, you grow as a professional, you grow in your relationships. So because when you kind of move from your zone where you are trapped in currently and move to an uncomfortable zone, you will learn new things, you will have new experiences, you will have new relationships, you will go out in the world and see. This is why it is important. And let me relate a story of this. It was my first job, and it was like 3 or 4 days in my job, and then one day my MD called me to his cabin and saying, I was in the finance job. So he says, I want you to tomorrow travel to Mumbai, and I want you to represent our company in front of several fund managers to seek investment into our company. Can you do it? And for a moment, I was tongue-tied. I could not have said yes, because like it was saying, okay, this is my first job of my career and I'm being put in a very responsible position. What if I fail? I couldn't have said no, because if I said no, then that is, I have failed the expectation, right? Then I can never grow in my life. And I stood there and I was told, no, you can do it. And I took up the challenge and succeeded in that. Thank you, Dr. Nafis Ahmed. Over to you. Toastmaster Nafis Ahmed, over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal, and you very clearly related the topic with taking a theme of sharing your personal experience, and you clearly nailed the subject that you have to move out. You explained that you truly believe in that. So now I would like to call upon one of the experienced Toastmaster, our mentor, CA Sunny Kurvila. Can you take up a topic, CA Sunny Kurvila?
Yeah, why not? But I want to let you know that I am the general evaluator. Even after that, it is opportunity is given. Yeah, perfect.
No problem. We would like to hear from a seasoned Toastmaster for our new members, and this is going in the recording, so people can understand better table topics. So let me put the topic this way. What is the only thing stopping you from coming out of comfort zone? What is the only thing stopping you from coming out of the comfort zone? Over to you, CA Sunny Kurvila.
Thank you, table topic master. If people around you, people in your circle, if they are not inspiring, motivating, encouraging you to come out of the comfort zone, go and achieve something great. You are not in a circle. You are in a cage. We need to understand whether we are in a circle of people who encourage us to get something great, or we are in a cage so that we are not allowed to go out and find out happiness and achievements. Mostly, the cage is created by ourselves, our mind block. And we decide there are two possibilities. One, I cannot do it. It is not my egg. Second, there is no use of this. It's not worth. Once we get out of our mind block, we put a target which we need to achieve, then all other things, it will evaporate. Only thing is, in my opinion, it is the mind block. As I mentioned earlier, I failed in 3 classes in my school, but I was a college topper. How come it is achieved? It's because of mind block. When I was in school, I was not stupid. And when I was in college, I was not over smart. But mind block. School, I don't want to study. College, yes, I want to do something great. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster CA Sani Kurvila. It was a very excellent answer, and you took the team off and said that one person's mindset is the main thing. That it is a kind of a thing that you also have, you had so that people are not coming out to the comfort zone. You nailed the story, and your speech can be given to somebody who wants to learn about this coming out of comfort zone. Overall, there were around 6 topics, and all the speakers spoke very well. It was inspiring to see that the new members also did very well. We related the table topics to the theme of the day, so that we want to inculcate this theme and the word of the day in the minds of the Toastmasters. This is one way of Toastmasters learning process, teaching process. You will learn the theme of the day, you apply in your life, so the Toastmaster life. Thank you for this, the Toastmaster of the day, the distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar.
Point of order is all the speakers are qualified. Timer.
Yes, all are qualified.
Point of order, could I confirm, can I just confirm with the timer that the speaker names are in this order? Toastmaster Shoaib Hassan, Toastmaster Omer Shafiq, Toastmaster Abdul Wahid Sheikh, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, and Toastmaster Sani Kurvilla.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is a correct one. So can you give me the timing for the Mr. Sanat, because there is a
yeah, Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. Yeah, I did the timing, and it was. I will send it to you by chat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I request members to vote now for the best table topic speaker. Okay, the voting link is there now in your chat box, and please vote. The voting is going on. Toastmaster of the day, you can proceed, please.
Yeah. While the voting is going on, I would like to call upon the next segment of the host of the meeting is, he's a mover and shaker of District 79 and Area 6. He's a past president of Taj Toastmasters Club, the current area director of Area 6. He's a chartered accountant and having experience in finance for more than 30 years. He's blessed with 2 daughters and a son. He's one of our pillars. He's a edifice on which the whole Toastmasters of Taj stood 2 years back. Please help me welcome Chartered Accountant Sunny Kuruvilla to be the general evaluator of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. I really liked the introduction you gave, but mostly it is you are the owner of that. Whatever I have achieved in Toastmastering, it is only because of you, sir. And he is my mentor. Dear Toastmasters, we need more energy. Can we all put a virtual applause?
Yeah.
How many of you are willing to come out of your comfort zone and switch on your video? Don't sit relaxed. Open your video. Come out of your comfort zone. Please. This is the spirit. Well done. Thank you. A leader is the one who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. Recently, one Toastmaster, one seasoned, experienced Toastmaster told me, I was president of that club. At that time, we were having this many members. And once I came out of that, collapsed, he was enjoying it. And in my mind, I was saying, you are not a good leader. No, to become ourselves, good leaders, goes the way, shows the way. Of course, you knows the way. That is why I am not saying that one. We need feedback. As I mentor always say, feedback is the breakfast of champions. To get feedback, to get adjust, to improve, to become a better version of ourselves, we have so many experienced Toastmasters here. To start with, let us hear from the prepared speech evaluator, the champion speaker, the pride of Taj, and the president-elect of Taj Toastmasters Club. By profession, he is a doctor. Please join me, welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam to evaluate the first icebreaker speech with a big round of applause. Dr. Sundar, mic is yours.
Yeah, point of order. I believe the timer is not available, so I will time myself for the evaluation speech. So let me just set my timer. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for that generous introduction. Show patience in darkness. That might sound paradoxical, but show patience in times of darkness and act diligently. That's the way to break out of your uncomfortable zone. What a wonderful message delivered by my speaker, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, today, that has really made all our mornings wonderfully brilliant. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, and thanks to everyone who are there here to applaud the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Zahid Hussain. I believe at the outset, we have all known or come to know who Toastmaster Zahid Hussain is, where he hails from, where he works, and what he does. So this is the primary objective of an icebreaker speech. The secondary objective is for him to speak in front of an audience. Do you all agree that he spoke confidently and he conveyed his message with due diligence? I believe so. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Zahid Hussain. I'm pretty sure that you have wonderfully accomplished the objectives of your first speech. You started off in a wonderful fashion talking about how the universe throws out a variety of situations and it's up to us to come out of those uncomfortable zones. And then slowly you transition to your personal life story, your native place, your village in Kashmir, the disputed zone, and how that has actually toughened you. You know, they say a battle-hardened person, probably that's what I see in you, a battle-hardened person who has succeeded in life. And then how the war, the turmoil of the war in 1999 threw your entire life into jeopardy and you had to move out into a new place. At the time of giving up hope, you rose up like a phoenix and then you came to be successful in your life, finishing not only BCom, but accomplishing are achieving 3 great certifications in wonderful accountancy bodies all around the world. On the whole, it was a great speech, wonderfully structured. That's the idea that we always look forward in an icebreaker speech. You start off with an opening, great opening that catches the audience attraction, then move on to the transition, which is the primary story of your life, and you nailed it right through. And then at the end, you find wonderfully concluded by saying that keep focus and learn to move on, and that's the only way life moves on. A wonderful quote from Albert Einstein. On the whole, it was a great speech. The best parts that I would say is the opening and the ending. That was really awesome, and you glued us all by your story. So having said the great package that we delivered, there is always a scope for improvement, as we say in Toastmasters. Toastmaster Nafis, as it is your icebreaker speech, I'm sure this has been pretty awesome, and I'm enthralled. That's the way you could see the energy level in my evaluation, because I'm so impressed. But there is something that I would let you know that you could actually try to avoid in your future speeches, like try avoiding clasping your hands and be aware of your stage movement. If you look at it, you are just moving back and forth. If you could feel free and comfortable, that would really take you places as a speaker. I'm sure with your coming speeches, you're going to learn a lot more how to be a public speaker and a leader. But for this moment, for this great speech, I just stop off with this recommendation, that is to be aware of your stage. Don't do clasping of your hands. On the whole, it was a great speech. I enjoyed it, and I believe everyone else too. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar, for a wonderful and educative evaluation. Now let us go to table topic speech evaluation. And I don't have to introduce the table topic evaluator. He is well known to all of us. Still, as per the Toastmaster protocol, let me introduce. He is a distinguished Toastmaster. He is the person, a pioneer of introducing Toastmaster not to Saudi Arabia, the entire Gulf region, in Toastmastering for almost 25 years. Took many roles as club president and division director, and actively involved. Now, Toastmastering is in his blood. And with this, please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar to evaluate the table topic speech. Sir, the mic is yours.
Point of order, sir. Since I think Toastmaster Muhammad Noman, the timer is not available. Yeah, so I will be taking up the role of the timer.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sunny Kuruvilla, for your generous introduction. Now, General Evaluator for Toastmasters. We had 7 speakers. The first speaker, Shoaib Hassan, leaving out of the comfort zone, how would you reach a better place? You would reach a better place. You spoke very well, and it was very obvious the first time you're speaking, but you spoke very well. It was quite organized. And for the first attempt, it was a brilliant effort. I would like to only say 2 things, that while speaking in a virtual platform, look at the camera so that you are looking at the people. The second point is that I would request you to keep standing and then speak. These are the 2 points which I would like to recommend. And later on, other attributes we'll learn while coming again and again. Omar Shafiq, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. You started off very well, and you spoke with confidence, and that was a brilliant effort. There are areas which I would like to really say that I would appreciate if you'd stand up and speak in a virtual platform and look at the video webcam, so that you can use your hand gestures, or automatically it will come. So standing. And one more thing I would recommend all the speakers is that need to give a personal example. How did you do that? So that's what that will enhance the impact on the audience. The third speaker, Abdul Wahid Sheikh, comfort zones. And how would you overcome it? Now, I think you were startled when you were being called. But this always happens. Even to a seasoned speaker, it happens. You started off slowly, but later on you build up momentum and you spoke well. For the first attempt, it was really very good. There are areas which I would recommend. First, try to speak on a video. So you're going to become a CFO. So we need to go, the video should be on, you should be prepared, always prepared and well dressed. It's very important. The second is that, as I always said, have a personal story. It's very important relating to the topic. That gives them more impact. All in all, you will learn the other attributes while you go on. Third, the fourth speaker, Mudassar Farooq. When was the last time you came out of comfort zone? You spoke brilliantly. You just gave your personal example and you ended off so well. And for a first attempt, it was like a professional speaker you spoke. I would only, small recommendation is that try keep standing and then speak. This is the only recommendation I can give at this juncture. So you will learn the other attributes. So the next speaker, Zahid Hussain. Something you always wanted to try, but you failed. You also spoke so well today, and it never looked like you were a novice speaker. For the first attempt, it was great. You had all the attributes. Only a few things which I would say is that keep standing, and when you speak, be standing. That's very, very important. Sanat Agarwal, the next speaker. There's always, you have to move on. Do you believe? Sanat Agarwal, you spoke so brilliantly. You answered the question and then gave your personal example. And it was so good that people were glued to you. Only a small thing I would recommend is that you ended up looking at the red flag, you ended up abruptly. That you can work on it. It's a first attempt, no problem. You can work on these things. And also, I would recommend you to look at the camera. The last speaker, Sunny Kurewala, when what was stopping you from coming out of the comfort zone? You spoke brilliantly, and there are, at this juncture, there's only one area of improvement would be to really have your hand gestures and facial expressions. That would be better. All in all, it was a great speech. For the newcomers, please keep standing, looking at the camera, and give personal example. Back to the general evaluator of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, for wonderful, engaging, and educative evaluation. Let's start to what he mentioned in general, table topic, so that we can make it better in future. Number one, the table topic master can repeat the criteria like timing and when it will be start, after timing will start, everything as a reminder to the timer as well as the speakers. And second one, what I noticed is, I feel it is better not to call or identify the speakers first. The moment you say this is the person, all others will close their ears. So let everybody get little stress. Maybe it is going to be me. So announce the topic, everybody listen, because we are working here to get better listening skills. And all of a sudden, one person, you can identify, yes, now you are the person. And third one, is better, before we start the table topic, ask the speakers or audience to switch on the video, because maybe some person opened this one and maybe he is in the kitchen. So when you try for somebody, are you there or something like that, it get little distraction will be there. So anybody willing to speak, they will switch on the camera and you can identify and you can ask them. And last thing is, invite members or audience who does not have any other roles, and you have very wisely taken care of that role. Now let us hear from our meeting leaders. First, let us go to our accounter, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I have compiled my report. It was unfortunately on my notebook, not on the prescribed documents. And if I start off with the first speaker, Zahid Hussain, he had 32 hours, 2 buts, 1 anyway, 3 so's, 3 repeats, 1 whatever, 1 that, 4 eyes, and 2 ends. Dr. Sundar had 1 1 so, 1 eye. Toastmaster Nafis had 23 hours, 2 eyes, and 1 end. Muhammad Noman had 1 hour. Shoaib had 12 hours, 4 arms, 2 repeats, and 2 ends. Umar Shafiq had 13 hours, 2 repeats, 3 arms, and 2 so's. Abdul Wahid Sheikh had 31 hours, 3 repeats, 1 so. Sanat had 8 hours, 5 repeats, and 5 eyes. Toastmaster Sunny had 1 hour, 1 repeat, and 1 so. That is my report for the day, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you for a wonderful report. Don't worry about the number. It will come down very soon. And now let us hear from Wordmaster, Toastmaster Nafis Ahmed.
Point of order, Mr. General Evaluator. Sorry to interrupt. Do we have a voting for the best evaluator? Or?
Yeah, we can go for that thing. Thank you. Thank you for reminding.
Thank you very much.
While voting is going on, let us hear from Wordmaster. Toastmaster Nafis Ahmed.
In fact, I apologize that I could not attend to that because I was doing the table topics master. I took the role from Wordmaster from absentee.
No problem. Let us hear from Grammarian, Toastmaster Anand Pillai.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sunny Kurula. Overall, I didn't find any improper usage of language. The word of the day, paradox, was not fully utilized. I mean, not fully used by many of the Toastmasters. I see that only a few of them, I can say 2 to 3 Toastmasters used the word paradox in their speeches. And on the speaking, it's all in line. I mean, in line with the theme of the day. And there are some words and quotes like endless possibilities. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And necessity is the mother of invention. Tongue-tied, mind block, being patient being patient in darkness. So these are some of the good words and phrases that we have seen across the speeches. And it was a good session. By looking into the grammar of the speeches, it was all well constructed speeches. I mean, except for the impromptu speeches. But impromptu speeches also, the way of usage was very good. Besides that, there is nothing to quote. Only the thing was that the word was not used fully. I mean, we should have used this word more frequently in the speeches. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, grammarian Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Now let us hear from our timer, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman.
I think
Yes,
it's coming.
I'm back.
Is that
Sorry, there is an electricity breakdown. It's not happen normally in Saudi Arabia, but still there is a electricity breakdown. So I just connect with my cell phone. So there is a, I will just share my screen.
Take your own time.
Actually, host disable participant screen sharing.
Maybe you can read it actually.
Okay.
It is enabled now. You can share your screen if you want.
Agree. Yes. You can see my screen?
Yeah, very much. Very clear.
So, okay. Actually, no, we have a third meeting today. So first we have an education session from Mr. Distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. Sridhar, on the awareness of Toastmasters, mastering and roles. So he took 15 minutes, whereas the allotted time is that mentioned in our agenda is around 20 minutes. Now, if I go to the icebreakers page, our icebreaking speech is from Mr. Zahid Hussain. He took 5 minutes, 14 seconds. However, the allotted time is 4 to 6 minutes, so he is very much within the time limit. Now, if I move on to the table topics, we have 7 speeches from our different Toastmasters. First, Toastmaster Suhaib Al Hassan. He took 1 minute, 40 seconds. He's qualified. And next is Toastmaster Omar Shafiq. He took 1 minute, 43 seconds. He's also within the time limit allocated to the table topic participants. The third one is Abdul Wahid Sheikh. He took 1 minute, 40 seconds. Again, within the limit. And if we just move on, the Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq, he took 1 minute, 28 seconds. Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, he took 1 minute, 38 seconds. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. And last, Toastmaster C.A. Sunny Krovila, he took 2 minutes, 10 seconds. So if we just check, all the table topic Toastmasters are within the time frame that's allocated to them. Now, if I move to the journal evaluator, we have 2 journal evaluators for this meeting. One is Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. He took 3 minutes, 27 seconds. So he's within the time limit. And other one is Distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar for table topics. So actually we have 7 table topics today. So I just informed by Mr. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. So we have 30 seconds for one Toastmaster. So he's also within the limit. So we can just say all the participants for this meeting number 3 is within the allocated time range. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you for presenting this timer report in an excellent way. Please, members, give him a big round of applause. Having heard from all meeting leaders, now let us vote for the best meeting leader.
The voting link has been shared on the chat box, please.
Timer, can we proceed?
Yes, sir, we can proceed. The voting link has been shared. Voting is going on now.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Now coming to general evaluation. We have started 5 minutes late, but doesn't matter. It happens, but let us try to avoid that delay. If the start is delayed, everything will be delayed. So try to come at this correct time. The Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting and with a big energy, he explained the criteria. It was really good. Timer came and explained Wordmaster explained the word. To be frank, from so many years in our schools and colleges also, the word of paradox, different paradox, that paradox we studied, but only today I really understood the real meaning of paradox. Thank you for that one. And meeting roles was allocated, and slightly what I felt is there was a last minute change in meeting roles, and it is bound to happen, but it is better to get a confirmation at least sometime before the meeting, maybe at least one day before or few, and adjust the agenda. When we start the meeting with an agenda, we expect everything go as per the agenda. Even the changing the sequence, it is not advisable actually. If education system session is first, let us have that education. So it is better not to change that one. And what I have noticed is we are here to encourage members to perform, deliver, perform, and learn better. And we need to encourage. I have seen only 2 or 3 members giving virtual applause. It is better when somebody is delivering or doing some roles, encourage them. It is always better. It takes only one click or clap like this. Clapping anyway, it is good for our health too. With that one, and one paradox again. Here, we learn by doing. I have attended many seminars or workshops in 5-star hotels, paying not in reals, not in rupees, but in dollars. Good ambience, good food, everything. But I have learned more than that workshop by standing in a Toastmaster stage, delivering a project. Maybe I fail, but I gain more. Here, rather than experienced Toastmasters delivering the roles or projects, let the new members come forward and deliver. For example, the child try to walk, it falls down. Nobody is insulting them, but rather we are encouraging them. So in Toastmastering also that matters. Please come forward. Let it go wrong. Let absolutely wrong, terribly wrong, no problem. Come forward, and we are here to give you tips how to improve. But even if give you 1 hour lecture, you will not learn anything unless and until you come to this stage and sweat yourself. Please come out of your comfort zone. Please come out of your cage. With this, I conclude. I think nothing left from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Sunny Kuruvilla, for your wonderful evaluation. So now kindly vote for the big 3. The big 3 are the Toastmaster of the day, the Table Topics Master, and the General Evaluator. Toastmaster of the day is yours truly. Table Topics Master is Nafis Ahmed, and the General Evaluator is Sunny Kuruvilla. While the voting is going on, is there any guest here? So I can take a feedback from them. Okay, I don't see any guests over here. All are members. So fellow Toastmasters, we now, after the results are announced, we will now close the meeting. Now we will not meet for 2 weeks. That is rather 3 meetings. We will meet only in June. The first meeting will happen in June because we'll have our district conference on May 21st to 23rd and 28th, 29th. And the next week is that we are having holidays, so we would not like to disturb people. So at this juncture, we'll meet after 3 weeks. So we will get in touch with you regarding any of the meeting roles and other things. So, fellow Toast, Dr. Sundar, is the results ready?
I need 1 more minute, sir. Just now the voting is going on for the best of big 3. If anyone has not voted, kindly please vote. I'll close the link in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Attention, President, point of request. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, it's a point of request from me. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, can you give me 2 minutes on the podium?
Yeah, you can.
Shut up you. As the VP Education, of course, very recently I shared my thoughts on the Telegram group, how we decided the meeting and how we are conducting this. And also, Distinguished Toastmaster, our president said that our next meeting will be in next month, which is June, because of the other commitments for the Toastmaster fraternity. So the next opportunity you all are getting to get is next month. So next 2 weeks we'll be off the Toastmastering business. So we had one topic today, the 1000 steps start from the first step and being in uncomfort zone. Today we all 30 members got up at least at 8 a.m. and we attended the meeting at 9:30. Practically and personally it was difficult for me also. That is one reason that I would have missed certain things. And one member informed me that he could not do his role the last minute, which I should have checked earlier. So always learnings are there. Even though I am a seasoned Toastmaster for the last three years, because of the circumstances and everything, we forgot certain things. That is why in the Toastmaster, the evaluation is there. We got reminded everything. I would like to share a personal experience. I went to one bank, Samba Bank, to meet some senior officer in borrowing loans. As we all are finance professionals, we need to borrow loans. Then he was looking at my face, my coat and everything. I was thinking that I am so smart. Later he asked me, are you a Toastmaster? Then I said, yes. Then how do you know? He said, your badge is here. In fact, this badge is a different badge of my community club. I was having my Toastmaster introduction badge on my blazer. Then our link started. Very recently, I attended one job interview. When I was telling about myself, I said I am a Toastmaster. I am a VP Education for this Toastmaster fraternity, which is an audience of senior finance professionals. Then he said that the interview said that I myself am a Toastmaster, and if you join us, we want you to induct and introduce Toastmaster. We are already having a Toastmaster journey, but it got discontinued due to certain reason. If you join us, please continue. This is where the link and relations happen. This is where you get branded. It's your personal branding. We are trying to come out of the comfort zone right now. We are almost 40 members, and certain requests were there to postpone this meeting next after the Eid. However, we didn't want to do that because soon during the week of Eid, we are not going to have a meeting, and soon after 2 weeks consecutively, we are not going to have a meeting. That is the reason we kept the meeting here. Surely this video will be recorded. This video recording is going on. This will be shared to the new members. Please try your best time to attend the meetings after when we start in full scale after Ramadan, inshallah. We will be planning a mentoring plan and a speech plan for all the members. As the VP Education with another EXCOM, I will be working on that. With that, all of the EXCOM members and the mentors will be working on that. So Toastmaster journey is a very fantastic and pleasant journey. And it helps you to personally brand yourself. In the years to come, when the 1000 miles you achieve, when you look back and see the first step, of course, it was a hard step. The 1000-mile step will be, you will be in a very comfortable lifestyle with good social status in terms of money and in terms of your skills. So thank you for giving this opportunity. As a point of request, Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar. I would like to pass the lantern back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nafis Ahmed, for your very motivating talk. So now, Dr. Sundar, is the results?
Yes, sir. It is ready.
Yeah. Could you please?
Fellow Toastmasters, good morning. Here we have the results. So the best speaker is Toastmaster. Congratulations, Toastmaster Zahid, for completing your icebreaker speech. The best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Syed Shoaib Ahsan. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Sundar. The best meeting leader is Toastmaster Muhammad Nauman. And the best of big three is Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla. Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar, for the results, and congratulations to all the winners. So now we meet after in June 5th. No, it's June 5th, no? That's Saturday?
Yeah. So,
June 5th. So till then, let us let us learn all what we have learned, and then all the speakers who are willing to speak get in touch with our Vice President Education, and we will also get in touch with you. We'll meet at the same time, same day, from June 5th onwards. Anything else, VP Education? I think we have covered everything.
yeah, a small point on the timing. When we are settled as a full Toastmaster club, we will discuss about the timing and the dates of the meeting. That's, I think, we better communicate. Yeah.
Yeah, so the timings will be same till everyone is if we become independent. Although now we require our mentors and sponsors like Dr. Sundar and Sunny Kurvilla and other, because they are committed on other days. Only this day is available for them. So that's the reason we are holding the meeting on Saturday mornings.
I think see Sunny as a point too.
Yeah, till that time we'll have, yeah. Till that time, we'll be having the meetings on Saturday mornings. Okay.
Every Toastmaster club is managed in a democratic way. It is not the decision of the ESCO, and it is the common decision of the members.
Yeah.
Anything related to time, date, and other thing related to management, it should be put as a motion, and will go with the majority. For sure, we will not get 100%. We cannot go with majority. So all members need to get a feeling that they are listened or they are heard and they have a voice to say. But that doesn't mean that we will go with everybody's voice. But please, in future, when we do something, before, I feel it is better we go as a democratic way, a decision by all members.
Yeah, point nicely taken. But now at this juncture, we don't have persons to play roles. We require Dr. Sundar, we require yourself and other people. We are engaged in other club meetings. Dr. Sundar is available only on Friday, Saturday morning. That's what I explained to all the members. When all the members become expert after a year or so, 6 months or so, then we can think about doing all these things. Okay? Because nobody can play, other than myself and Nafis Ahmed, nobody can play the role of general evaluator. Nobody else can play. The evaluators also. That's looking at availability. We have talked like this. Later on, when all of us become experts, then we can have this. We can go into all this portion.
And okay, one point to note. This is the training that we are giving. We involved the new members in the minimal role. Today, and Ananda Pillai, Toastmaster Ananda Pillai played a role. Toastmaster Nauman played a role. Toastmaster Syed Nadim played a role. Slowly, we are taking from the new members to the available roles, but we cannot give a major role like a general evaluator, Toastmaster of the day to a new member. Over the time, when they're seeing learning is by doing Toastmasters way, so they should come into that fraternity where they can play roles. Anyway, when the meeting starts in the June, we will put this to the crowd and we'll explain again. That time there will be more members attending this session. Over to you, President.
Thank you. Thank you, Nafis. I have personally spoken to many members, and then that's the reason I explained it. So there won't be any issue regarding this. So now the meeting, we have just 11:31, we have exceeded by a minute. The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, and we wish you a happy Eid And we'll meet
Advance
after.
Eid Mubarak to all of you.
Thank you and same to you
Thank
all.
you.
Eid Mubarak to all members.
Thank
Yeah.
you to all
Thank you
new
very much.
members who came out of the comfort zone, who came to the discomfort zone. Well done, new members.
Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you all,
Thank
and
you all.
Eid
Thank you
Mubarak to
so
you all.
much.
I am stopping the recording now.